Tracy McGrady is out of the league now. However, he did see a Los Angeles Lakers game, and he commented on it. So let's pull up his tweet very quickly if we can, guys. Here's what he said. Sitting here watching the Lakers, and I feel sorry for my boy Jelly Bean, as in Kobe Bryant, when he comes back. Now, Dave?
Yes.
Here's who was on the Los Angeles Lakers roster in the year 2013. Steve Blake, Jordan Farmar, Pau Gasol, Xavier Henry, of course, from Kansas, Jordan Hill, Wes Johnson, former number 4 pick out of Syracuse, Chris Kaman, the Dwight Howard replacement, Jodie Meeks, Steve Nash, and Nick Young.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad for Kobe Bryant when he comes back?
You know, I feel bad for him, yeah. The reality of the Lakers situation is that they're clearing house. They're going to start fresh next year. I think more so they have no offensive scores.
What do you mean? Nick Young.
Excuse
Nick
me.
Young.
They have
Come on. He's the guy that'll put up 32 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists.
Here's the reality of the Lakers situation, is that there's a very realistic possibility that they are going to be historically bad defensively. Yes. Like historically bad. Yeah. They were, what, 22nd in the league last year with giving up 102 points a game around.
Were they? They were 22nd?
22nd. And then they lost a 5-time Defensive Player of the Year, Meta World Peace, by far their best perimeter defender, and Kobe Bryant.
Even though he was getting old, he was still their best perimeter.
Yeah, he was still their best.
Okay.
I mean, and then their 3rd best defensive player ruptured his Achilles. And they didn't replace any of those guys with any lockdown defenders. I mean, Xavier Henry is not going to guard James Harden.
I'd like to see what Xavier Henry can do. I always thought that he was a really I thought he was a good player out of Kansas.
Yeah, I mean,
I like seeing lefty shooters for some reason.
He's a good scorer, or he was a good scorer.
He was a good scorer, but I mean, I'm interested to see what exactly he can
it's kind of the island of misfit toys, of guys that were like really productive in college, but never made it in the pros.
Steve Blake.
Nick
Young.
They're going to be fun to watch, but
will they? I mean, will they be fun to watch?
I think so. I mean, listen, the Lakers are unique. They're like that ex-girlfriend or the girlfriend you've been dating for 4 years, and it's gotten a little stale, and then they kind of inject something new into it, and it might be good and it might be terrible, but it's new and it's kind of fun to watch. And you know, as a Laker fan, I'm a little excited to see that. But yeah, there's a realistic chance that they are going to give up 110 points a game, and they don't have the offensive firepower to score 111. They just don't.
But here's the thing with the Lakers. They're not going to win a lot of games.
They're not.
If they wanted to tank, don't sign Nick Young. Don't sign Chris Kaman. Don't make it seem like you're putting forth any effort and just go for the Andrew Wiggins, Julius Randle, Aaron Gordon sweepstakes.
I mean, that would be one way to do that. I don't know if you can do that in LA when you're going to charge what they charge for tickets.
I mean, you can. You could do that in LA. You just say, hey, this is a Band-Aid right now. We're slowly peeling it off.
And maybe you can, but you know, they're not going to win more than 37 games as their roster is put together right now. Mm-hmm. And I know you're apparently a fan of Nick Young. He is the most infuriating player to watch.
Yeah, he is.
He's just like he's.
I was being sarcastic with my
play.
Yeah,
fair enough. And unless you think Chris Kaman is going to be, you know, clean up the glass and block shots, like I don't see this team finishing higher than the 10th seed. I don't see them.
No, I don't see them making the playoffs.
No, certainly not the playoffs. They're a mess, man. I think right now, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Stephen Curry, they're sitting back in their apartments, circling that date on their calendar, being like, this is a game where I'm going to have a realistic opportunity to score 50 points.
And do you know who the Lakers open up against?
The Clippers.
The Clippers.
I do know.
So they're going to be put on blast first game of the season.
Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch either way, man. It's either going to be a train wreck or it's going to be, you know, a bunch of young guys who are coming of age.